Hello again in the Utex Pixel channel. In this short video I would like to discuss about the next project that I'm working on. So I decided that it's a high time to move on from Nebula to the next small project. And for the next project I choose the idea to refresh a little bit the old good brick breakers, but I wanted to add a little bit of twist to the game. So I'm working on this for the past maybe 2 weeks with the breaks and just playing a little bit with the pixel arts and assets and doing some main menu. I will show you just in a minute, but I also was playing a little bit with the bricks, and in order to just spice up the gameplay and visually make it more appealing, I decided that I will make the breaks movable. So like you can see that there is a chest that will move, the bricks, regular bricks that will move, and then some gems that will have some effects as well, plus the other obstacles on the map that are not going to be destructible. So I wanted to just add a little bit of variation to the gameplay, and for now I'm just playing with the visual effects and positioning on the map and some maybe potential enemies walking on the map. And so I implemented for the enemy like a simple NI is just walking for the point to point randomly, shooting some attacks also randomly. And I was also trying to add a bit of feel to the game. So was working on the hit effects, like for example for the regular block, which is the one on the right hand side here. It's okay, the damage is 0 right now, but it's spawning some small particles and wiggling and then having the blink. I don't have any sounds effects yet, but it's working so quite well so far. And depending on the strength of the brick, it will have like a crack animation. So when you get hit, it's getting cracked, and eventually in the end is going to be destroyed. We'll lose some bonuses for the player, and that applies to all of the obstacles, but they are going to be damaged in the bit different way. Like for example, the chest block has a bit different way of being damaged. So for example, it's getting 1 damage, and it's, instead of getting cracked, it's opening. So every single hit is opening a little bit, and eventually it's going to be opened completely and destroyed in the end, spawning a lot of goodies. I have implemented also some gems. So the idea is that the gems will spawn some like products for the spells or for the skills, or some kind of currency in the game. I don't know yet. And I just, for the moment, focusing on the mechanics, on how to destroy it, how to place it on the map, and so on. There are some other obstacles on the map, like stalagmites that you can see here. It's kind of indestructible block because it's not going to be able to be destroyed by the normal players unless the player will pick up some artifact, because I'm thinking also to implement like an artifact mechanics in the game. For the moment, that's all when it comes to the gameplay. It's not a gameplay really, it's just I'm playing a little bit with the map, with elements on the map, with kind of pool managers, with event system, on how to connect all of this with the blocks, all types of the blocks that I want to implement, with the enemy AI. So the enemy has a kind of state machine with the state system. It's very simple and just an animation that is switching in between the animations. So for the moment it's very simple, and I'm thinking actually to implement the full gamepad support like I did for Nebula. So because it works really well for Steam Deck, so pulling system definitely will be helpful for that. It's nothing spectacular so far. I have just like a simple main menu that I can hover over and with the small animation for the text and for the buttons. Plus I add like an option menu with the all typical elements that I had in Nebula in my previous game. So like a sounds menu plus simple graphic menu, maybe some other options, some toggles to be switched off on. And this time I want from the very beginning to implement the translation for the other languages. Okay, it's not working so far because I'm just testing some assets, but I think it's not going to be that difficult to implement. So this time I want to have some more languages implemented. And that's pretty much all for this small devlog. Keep your fingers crossed. For the moment, I'm working on the first map just to have a player and all of the spawning system prepared with the enemies and the stats, and just to have kind of first early beta version to share with the players. So have a nice day. Ciao.